Finally, the WNBA and its owners have sent a proposal to the union. After 6 weeks of seeing Nneka Ogwumike show up on the caller ID and just letting the phone ring, after 6 weeks of receiving text messages from the players union and leaving them on red, after 6 weeks of email after email after email after email, and the owners saying, gosh, these chicks are annoying. Finally, they said, you know what? Let's just throw something together real.
6 weeks. That's how long the WNBA owners ignored the players union. No replies to texts, emails went unanswered, and phone calls just rang. When they finally sent a proposal last Friday, the timing said it all about how seriously they take these talks. While Nneka Ogwumike was in Nashville telling players there was plenty of time, the owners were using that time to just make small changes, like moving commas or swapping words.
Can confirm that the WNBA has submitted a new proposal today to the WNBPA, as expected following Monday's meeting. The WNBA Players Association initially submitted a proposal around Christmas that the league had yet to formally respond to until today. They sent a proposal around Christmas, and here we are 1 week out from Valentine's Day, and the league said, all right, just send them something.
The players sent their proposal around Christmas. Now it's almost Valentine's Day, and the league finally responded. That's not smart negotiating, it's a power move. And it shows a lot. The union talked about working together and getting a deal done, but ignoring your negotiating partner for 42 days sends a clear message about who has the control.
Understanding it would soon have a new proposal on a collective bargaining agreement. It came Friday evening. When the WNBA submitted its latest proposal to the union, a source told ESPN, confirming news first reported by the Associated Press. This ended a more than 6-week wait from the Players Association for a counter to its latest offer. Players waking up every day. Did they respond yet? No. Hey, just checking in. Any update? It wasn't immediately known what the league's new offer entailed.
We don't know all the details of the new proposal yet. The league hasn't shared it, and the union is reviewing it quietly. But we do know what was in the previous offer. The owners already added 37 improvements compared to the last deal. Free league passes for players, salaries going from $249,000 to possibly over $2 million, guaranteed charter flights, the right for pregnant players to refuse trades, and 2 extra developmental roster spots per team. That's a big upgrade for players' pay and conditions. So, why isn't there a deal yet?
Revenue sharing in their effort to strike a new CBA. We get it, revenue sharing. We get it. If that's the only key issue, well, just say that's the only key issue. Not few key issues. It's the only key issue. The WNBA, the owners, they've given them everything else but the 30%. That's all they want. It's just the 30%. The CBA is supposed to begin May 8th. The season is supposed to begin May 8th, but an expansion draft, free agency, and a rookie draft also need to happen before the league tips off. Ogwumike said once revenue sharing is solved, the rest hold.
Revenue sharing is the main sticking point. The players want 30% of gross revenue in the first year. Gross revenue is all the money the league brings in before paying for anything, like charter flights, upgraded facilities, fancy hotels, medical services, and security. The owners offered over 70% of net revenue instead, which is the profit left after all those costs. The problem for the players is that asking for 30% of gross revenue when the league is losing money means the owners would have to cover the difference themselves. Last season, the WNBA lost $40 million even with record attendance and ratings. So where would that 30% actually come from?
The league's previous offer last month would guarantee a maximum salary of $1 million in 2026. That could reach 1.3 through revenue sharing. That's up from the current $249,000 and could grow to nearly $2 million over the life of the agreement. That was on slides that were presented to players at Money Meeting and obtained by ESPN and other outlets. The slides also outlined 37 areas where the league was willing to make concessions that players wanted. Some of these proposals included adding 2 developmental player slots to teams, giving pregnant players the right to refuse trades, which I think is huge, actually.
Listen to how Ogwumike explains it. She says once revenue sharing is figured out, everything else will fall into place. That makes sense because the owners have already agreed to almost everything else the players asked for, except this one thing that doesn't make financial sense yet. Instead of recognizing this progress, the union acts like the owners are being stubborn. Smart players understand that you can't share profits that don't exist. NBA players get 50% of basketball-related income because the NBA makes billions in profit. WNBA players are asking for the same deal in a league that still relies on tens of millions in support from NBA owners every year.
For Toronto and Portland. The CBA was announced in the middle of January 2020, a month after it had been agreed to. It could easily take 2 months from when a new CBA is reached to get the start of free agency, which was supposed to begin last month. With a massive salary raise expected in a new CBA, 80% of players in the league are free agents this offseason, which makes this the biggest opportunity for player movement in the history of the WNBA. A delay would hurt both sides, as every game that is missed, revenue would be lost, as would sponsorships, television money, and fan support. Ogwumike, who was in her third term as union president.
Then Ogwumike said something that completely clashes with what the union has been saying. She called this 6-week wait a gift because it gave them time to talk to players, check the league, and go through all the details. She was in Nashville at Athletes Unlimited on Thursday, doing just that. So, if the delay was a gift, why has the union been publicly complaining about it for the past 6 weeks? You can't have it both ways. Either the owners were being disrespectful by making you wait, or they were helping you by giving time to organize. Pick one story, because right now it looks like the union is just saying whatever sounds good that day, even if it contradicts what they said yesterday.
Now, the funny thing that these owners could do, shout out to Bane, happy belated birthday to you. And when the owners resubmit the same proposal they submitted before the players, this would be the funny thing. If the owners, just like the players send in a proposal to the owners say, fuck no. The players send them the same thing. The owners say, I'm not even going to respond. Now the owner...
Here's what's really worrying for the players. Opening night is set for May 8th. Before that, the league needs an expansion draft for Toronto and Portland, free agency, and the rookie draft. About 80% of the league's players are free agents this year because of the expected salary increases in the new CBA. This is the biggest chance for player movement in WNBA history, and it's all on hold because the union hasn't accepted a deal that is already transformative. Every day without an agreement means lost revenue. Sponsors are unsure. TV partners are nervous. Fans are starting to wonder if there will even be a season. All of this hurts the league's momentum after its best year ever.
To their emotions a little bit more, because this is an emotional bunch here. I like that, Bane. The owners are just going to submit the same proposal they submitted before the Players Association's December proposal. How funny would that be? Now, Nneka Ogwumike was down there at Athletes Limited. In hindsight, now we know that they sent a proposal. But let's just read along, shall we? President Nneka Ogwumike and WNBA staff were in Nashville last night, where they held a players-only meeting with AU players, including executive committee members Brianna Turner and Alicia Clark.
The union keeps saying they're confident games will happen. But how many games? 10, 20, 30? A full 44-game season? There's a big difference between these numbers, and vague promises aren't helping anyone. Players need to know if they should consider signing overseas. Teams need to know if they should plan training camps. Fans need to know if they should buy tickets. And here's the hard truth no one in the union wants to admit. If there's a strike, there are lots of skilled women's basketball players outside the WNBA who would gladly play. Someone grinding overseas for years isn't going to skip a WNBA contract just to support six-figure players. Not happening.
For me. Oh. Call out these delusional, entitled, childish, unprofessional, low IQ players still listening to the union leaders that want the season canceled. Wake up, fools. Yeah, that's a good point. The executive committee, they're really capitalizing on the lack of understanding that some players have. They're really taking advantage.
Check the comments under the union statements. Fans are confused about why this is still a problem. The league gave charter flights, big salary increases, better hotels, facilities, and benefits, almost everything players asked for. And now the season might be canceled over a revenue-sharing model that isn't ready because the money isn't there yet. That isn't solidarity. That isn't fighting for your rights. It's holding the whole league back over an accounting disagreement while acting like it's about respect and fairness. The longer this goes on, the more fans are going to see what's really happening.